This 426 Hemi was last rebuilt in 1972. Since then, it's been raced, it's been abused, and it's been loved. Today, Nick's going to wind it up on his dyno.
Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to Nick's Garage. And we've got someone that's been here quite a few oftentimes. It's Mike from New York. And again, with another Mopar, car, or engine, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
But this time we got something special. He brought in a car that belongs to his daughter, but he just wanted to do a few things like replace the oil pump, oil pan, because it used to be raced. But right now he also told me, Nick, take off the headers, put on manifolds, put on the pump and the pan, and then you know what? Just throw it on the dyno and see how it goes. And tell us a little bit of story about the 66 Hemi Coronet, Mike.
Oh, okay. The 66 Hemi Coronet was bought originally as a 500 Coronet. It was bought to race. The guy who bought it literally got a 500, but it was a stripper because a 500 would fall into a different weight category than say a 440 or the regular, the special Coronet. So it was designed, the guy was thinking about it. He took out the console and he put in a Hurst shifter that no one's ever seen before. It's specifically designed for a manual valve body. The transmission that's still in the car is the original transmission from 1966. Okay, the rear end, probably the housing is original, but it's got 430 gears in the back. Now, the motor, this engine, as far as I know, was built for a show car, but the camshaft is so extreme that one thing about it, you could probably drive up to about 40 miles an hour and, you know, tool along, and it doesn't do anything. Once you get about 3,400 on the engine, it's like you hit the nitrous button. It wants to pull the front wheels off the ground. I know, because I had to drive the blooming thing when I made the mistake of goosing it. The hood is like this. I'm out the window trying to steer. I'm hanging on the rear view mirror. I can't see where I'm going. Why? Not only because of the way the engine is set up, he had 90-10 racing shocks in the front. So they're designed to push up and let nothing, it will never bottom out, but there's nothing keeping it from flying. It's designed to come up like this, to go, yeah, to transfer the weight to the rear wheels. That's definitely, like the oil pan, like the headers, vestiges from the old days.
So now that you want to make more of a suitable car for your daughter, we had the headers removed, the big 13-quart oil pan, which you don't need it. And then, of course,
come on. I mean, it's liable to run out of oil.
Okay. So anyway, so then after that, I replaced like I said earlier, the pump, the pan. And now all I did was take the engine, the way it is, out of the car.
Right.
Put manifolds on it.
Okay.
Put on the dyno with your carburetors, your distributor. Now, I didn't do anything to it, except with fresh oil in there. And I just want to get it started. But let me ask you a very important question.
Okay.
What year was this engine built?
1972.
So we're going to run it on the dyno. And so it might have weak valve springs.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're not going to start it up. And if you're standing next to it like this, it's not going to have like a shotgun coming out like that while your friends.
And actually, when the car was delivered here, we had it idling at the door. It stalled quite a few times, and then we parked it, and the engine removed it and installed on the dyno. So here we are today. I want to get it running. It's a cold. We're gonna have a cold start.
Okay.
Warm it up. Check the timing. I have not played with the distributor. Get it running. Maybe we can get just the carburetor. See if we can get it.
Yeah.
And then we'll do some testing. See how it goes.
Yeah. It should be. I'm like as excited as everybody else here. I can't wait to find out how this thing runs. Wow. You have to understand, there's like relatives from 3 different states that are waiting to see what happens when this starts up.
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, because my kids were this big the last time both my son and my daughter, until recently, they have never been in the back seat of that car or even in the front seat.
Wow.
Yeah, my daughter wanted this car since she was 6 years old. It's purple. She's a purple fanatic, and she has purple hair. She has purple unicorns on around. The only thing she hasn't done to this car, which she did to everything else that she had, she get somebody to carve into the glass her profile, purple princess. She hasn't done that to this one. I don't think she will. She's teased me. April Fool's Day, she would send me a picture, and you see a picture of the garage door, and it looks like it came down on the car. You go, Daddy, I think it. I'm like, son of a. I'm like, and it's like, nah, I photoshopped that. She's a lovely lady, and she used to drag race in high school.
Oh, she did?
I gave her a 68 Chrysler New Yorker with 305,000 miles. What possible can happen? This thing had leather interior, power windows, seats, door locks, 5,000 pounds of car with a 440 in it that ran good. Then all of a sudden, she never asked for gas money, and she's got brand new clothes. What's going on? I know my daughter. I go, she's 16 years old. I go, Jewel, you going down to the edge of town and dancing on the pole at the bar or something like? No, Dad, I'm not doing that. I'm drag racing. You're doing what? You're drag racing. She goes, I get the 300-pound lineman from the football team to hold the money. She's won over $1,000, $50 a run. I go, now I know why the car doesn't have any second gear anymore.
Okay.
She knew how to come out. She said, Dad, if you nail the accelerator, it spins the tires. I walk it out of the line. Where does she get this crap from? I walk it out about 50, 75 feet, and then I put the hammer down. The rear end goes down, the front end goes up. I leave them behind. This is my daughter. Sweetheart.
Okay.
All righty.
All right.
Now let's see what this baby's gonna do. What baby is gonna do?
Moment of truth. We are running Petro-Canada 94 octane. Now, does this engine have any compression left from 1972 from what I hear? And I don't know. The way we took it out of the car is the way we threw it on the dyno, and let's see how it does. I had older Hemis, but this is the oldest running Hemi engine that I put on my dyno, being built since 1972, so it's a pretty old engine. 1966 era. Here we go. So let me get it started, warm it up, check the timing. It's got all the original spark plugs, wiring, distributor, single point, his carburetors, all it is. The only thing I've done is, like I said earlier, I put the exhaust manifolds, oil pan, oil pump, new oil, and that's it. And let's get it going. Don't forget, this was a running car when we drove it into the shop, so I'm gonna put fuel in the car. It should run. It's the way we took it out of the car, so it should be not a problem.
Uh-oh.
We got no choke, so I'm gonna bring up the RPM.
Absolutely.
It's loud. It's loud. Even with the manifolds on, it's loud.
You should have heard it with the headers.
There's your oil pressure, Mike.
Oh, it's pretty good.
That's your air fuel ratio.
Oh, okay. It's a lot more on the lean side, I guess, huh?
I mean, it's got 37 degrees.
Okay.
No vacuum. 37 degrees. I noticed even though I went up to 2,000 RPMs, it's maxed out.
Well, that distributor is a 1965 racing distributor
Oh, yeah?
for the Hemi.
Okay, so
Because most people don't realize that the Hemi, you could buy a Hemi in 65, but it had 12.5 to 1 compression. It was designed for the track. In the 66, they tamed it for
okay.
regular production.
All right, let's get it warmed up. I want to see if we can make it idle. Because I couldn't make it idle when I drove the car into the shop.
We'll see we'll see what happens. We'll see how the manifold back
That's your
reacts.
vacuum for the manifold right there.
Yeah, right here. See, 17 pounds at 2,100 RPM.
Oh, that's loud.
That's so funny. It's so loud.
It is loud. It's loud.
See,
Yeah, it's loud.
running kind of lean.
Taking a long time to warm up. When I shut the water pump, pick up some.
I've idled this engine a half an hour, and it never went past 180 degrees on the temperature gauge.
Okay.
It doesn't. Never ran hot. Never ran hot. Compression ratio. When I tested it out, the highest was 140. The lowest was 127. But I wasn't used to something with this camera. Probably to do a compression test, you have to have it turn over like 6 or 7 times to build it all the way up. I'm turning it over like 3 times. Oh, I could almost run this thing on regular gas.
Well, we'll test it later on. Okay.
You know? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's your air fuel ratio. I want to see it on idle.
Okay.
Maybe just
it dropped down. It was up there 14.
Yeah, I want to bring it to 160, 170.
Okay. That's
Fahrenheit.
Makes sense. I don't know about you, but it seems to run pretty good.
Well, I'm going to bring it down the RPM slowly, get the idle.
Okay.
Maybe a valve cover's leaking there or something.
Yeah. It's not impossible.
Okay. That's the main burning off. Did you notice? Did you notice when the RPM goes really down, the oil pressure goes in the red zone?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Okay, look right there.
Well,
Now that's a new pump.
oh,
but maybe.
you're supposed to have the Militron pump that's this.
Okay, no.
Yeah, hey, you know.
Temperature's 167.
Okay,
I'm
it's
gonna
pretty
make,
close to
We're gonna
running.
make our first test from 3,000 to 5,000 RPM. Let's see how it goes.
It should be good.
Let's go. Let's see if that idle. This is what I want. Okay. Still have an idle. Check the air fuel ratio, this and that. Okay. Let's shut it.
With your vacuum.
Slow. That's your vacuum here. You see it?
Yeah.
Mike, these are your numbers. Look at it. This is your torque numbers. That's your horsepower. That's your water temperature, air temperature, oil pressure.
Okay.
Still climbing. So we took it at 5,000 RPM. We ended up with a 390 horsepower at 5,000 RPM. We need to go at a further higher RPM.
6,000 at least.
Yeah, maybe 6,000. Or you want to take it slowly? You want to go to 6? You want to go to 5.5? I see it's still climbing. That means, you know, it's a Hemi engine. We need to rev it some more.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe 5.5 to start.
Yeah, you can go to 5.5.
5.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it's got enough oil in
I
it.
guess.
I'm used
yeah,
to a 13-quart pan. It would never drink.
We've got 6 quarts in there.
Okay.
6.5 quarts. We got zinc oil in it.
Okay.
And the oil pressure is at 70 pounds at 5,000 RPM. So we're good. So we're gonna
That's
go
pretty
to,
good.
We're gonna take it to 5.5 and let's see how it goes.
All right.
That's good until 7,000 RPMs. I go on.
7,000. Yeah, that
Well,
was good for
hey,
7,000.
well, I'm going to race it against your car at the track.
There you go.
Nick, why is this engine louder than any Hemi we've ever heard in there before?
Well,
True, right?
it's also I didn't even put I didn't connect the collectors on, but we do a lot of engines with that. But this is usually more louder than any other engine. Maybe
I
it's the
can
cam
tell you
profile.
for a fact, when I drove this to any car show, no Chevy and no Ford would pull up next to me on the street when we're going to leave. Because it sounds like it's going to eat somebody's lunch and smack them all around. So you'd end up with these Camaros with big tires. They wouldn't pull up next. I said, come on. No.
I wish I was there with you.
It's very
man.
intimidating. So my daughter, since this is her engine, wants all that noise.
Really?
She wants all the noise, and it has to be pretty.
And it is purple.
Let's see if Nick can make it so we can give her some gray hair.
Okay. I am once wondering why it's taking so long to cool down. Look, it's at 174. We had it at 174. Now it's at 171. Well, you know what? I don't know. Let's see. It went just 3 degrees. Should have cooled down much faster than that. So, anyways, let's. I'm trying to get it idle steady, but I haven't got there yet. I want to heat soak the block. Try to adjust the carburetors again. The timing set at 37 degrees. It's locked there, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to touch the timing. I'm just hoping that it's an old engine, that the valve springs will hold up to my RPM of 5,500, and maybe with Mike's permission, we might go to 6,000. It's got a 500 lift cam. It's got a lot of duration on it, like 300 degrees of duration. So you know what? We're almost there. God, it's taking a long time to cool it down. Why? It's got a little oil leak at the rear seal, but then again, you guys, this has been built in 1972. Overhauled. Drain plug weighs a little bit, no big deal on that, but it's a rear seal. But you know what, we're gonna make a compression test later on. we hit 390 horsepower. This is a factory engine at 425 at 5,000 RPM. You know, he's changed the camshaft on it. It's a worn out engine, tired engine, call it what you want. But, you know, it's got two Aldo block carburetors at 600 CFM each. Timing's locked in at 37. We'll make a compression test later on. And, you know, like we said, it's an old engine built in 1972. Like Mike says, they came here to remove the headers, put on some manifolds, take out the big oil pan, repair the exhaust system, repair the horn on the car, and of course, just throw the engine on the dyno and see what it does. If you take a good look, it's got dirt from the 70s. Okay, I'm ready to start it. Let's go. 5,500 RPM, and here we come. Here we go.
It's not
Those
that
are
bad considering
vacuum
the cam.
beating at 900
Yeah.
RPM.
It's not too bad.
Their fuel ratio is good. The carburetors are
Is that
working.
good? Yeah.
And that's your RPM.
Okay. Right. I've
Okay.
watched every video that's ever come out. I feel like I've been,
I'm sure you get
but
the
now
temperature.
this is exciting.
I think I cooled it down too much. Yeah. Yeah, no,
It runs
keep
cool.
going.
It's always
No.
it always reads.
With the 400s.
It seems like
It's
it,
still
it
climbing.
peaks. It peaks at about, or is that? Oh, that's the torque. Okay, I'm sorry. So it peaks at
Oil
just
pressure is
about.
good.
Went up a
Right.
little bit.
Yeah,
Still going up, eh?
still going up. Well,
Yeah, see what was.
I remember my stock, Hemi, sort of like yours, with manifolds on, cast iron heads, no porting, 2 4 barrels on the stock, intake manifold. We made fresh rebuilt Hemi, 426 cubic inch stereo board, just like yours. We pulled out at 6,000 RPM, we pulled out 496 horsepower. Now this being an older engine, it's almost identical for the cam, besides only the cam. This is what you have. And from what I see, we went to 5,500.
Right.
We're still climbing on horsepower.
Yeah.
It's like my brother said, you're probably gonna have to go maybe 6,000, who
To
knows,
get
RPM.
get the maximum. See what it. It's interesting.
Do we,
Oh,
go, to,
oh,
do we go to 6,000?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's see how it goes.
That's radical. That's a radical.
Here we go,
cam.
Mike.
Radical.
I think it went up a little bit. Well,
That's it. It hit its peak. 57.
I want to see if I can get it to idle. It seems like it got hot.
A lot of water smoke coming out next to the
I'm gonna take a look. Something's going on. You know what? On the tower, it's showing a lot of temperature, over 200 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look here, we got 180
Oh,
on
yeah, I know. It's all
the
right.
thermometer here. We got 200 plus on this.
What's wrong? Something's going on.
We should have let the engine cool down more. So we're not getting a correct reading on the this here. Look,
Why?
this one's showing 185. This one's showing just a little over 200.
It's
Anyways,
hot. You can feel it.
yeah. Well, I'll make another test.
This is a mechanical one. This is a mechanical one, right?
Yes.
This is a good one. It's
Yes,
very hot.
I'm going to run it back at 160, make another test back to back. 200, the water coming out on top. And look at my thermometer. 184, something's wrong. So I'm going to take it off again at 160. At 160 up there on the thermometer, and we'll see what it reads. It should be the same. Yes, it is. It usually is, but today I'm not getting the same numbers. That's why I said, let me see what's going on. The engine ran 200.
Hey,
I
water
saw
pump
it.
is no good. The sensor there is not good.
I'm going to change it. I'm going to get another
it's
sensor.
a water pumper. I think
Okay.
it's a water pump.
I'll bring you to 160 like I did earlier.
We go with mechanical now.
I'm going to go with this. Let's go with this. Give it a few minutes, let it cool down, make another test. Well, you know, a lot of engines like to run maximum 180 degrees. I think we ran this one close to 200, or maybe just a little bit over that, but I want to keep it under 200. So for that reason, I'm going to make another test up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit and see how it goes. Like I said, this is a very old engine. It was built in 1972. Maybe some debris in the water gone into my thermometer and damaged it or whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to leave it for now, and we'll do some testing and see how it goes. So it looks like we're not going to go higher than 6,000 RPM because the power all came in before 6,000. Are we looking for big numbers? Not really. It's an old engine. It's an old cam. It's a tired engine. But, you know, we just want to see what Mike wants to do. You know, being here on the dyno, being here in my shop. If he wants to do any changes on the engine, we'll know later on. But in the meantime, we're just doing some testing to see how it goes. Okay. So we'll make another test of 6,000.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, here we go. I want to run at the cool same temperature. See, this last test we took at 6,000 was a lot harder. We ran it from 182 to 197.
Okay.
So let's
oh,
start.
that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty warm.
Oh, okay, so we're going to bring it to 160. Look,
Yep. Oh,
160.
yeah.
We'll take off and so we could.
Yeah. Now you see what it should be doing. Yeah.
I haven't touched the timing at all. I left it where it was.
Yeah.
Well, at 418.7 horsepower, 5,700 RPM.
Wow. Okay, so it's really, in actuality, it's actually not even quite making it to stock.
Well,
At least on paper.
Well,
But
so-
I mean, stock was 5,000, was 425.
let's cool it down and see how it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay, sure.
Well, 163.
Yeah, what the heck? I
Okay.
mean, that's got the original radiator in
It does?
there. Yeah.
Well, we're going to run it once we get the engine in the car. We're going to run it for a while.
You know, like anything else, you probably, I'm
going to get it.
record blooming thing, I mean, keep the
Yeah.
tanks, but,
I-
just to make sure.
Every car I restored in my shop, I put new cores in the radiator.
Well, after that crazy nonsense with that 327 Chevy,
Oh,
with a balloon, that
the Red
balloon,
Impala.
that who knows? Wait, right? And
No.
and you never actually figured out why it failed.
It was a thermostat issue. Brand new thermostat.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it was not
well,
the radiator.
that I don't. Who knows what thermostat?
No, this one here, I'm going to put you a new thermostat.
Probably got a squirrel in there that's opening and closing the blooming thing. I always thought it was strange that it never seemed on the gauge to never go past 180. I have a feeling that it was, yeah.
Let me just make sure my tank
Yeah,
is
it was
full.
probably running warm and I didn't realize it.
Yeah, it's full. It's full. Yeah, it is noisy. But anyways, we'll take it off after the test.
A 93, American 93
Okay, here we go.
diesel.
O2 sensor on. Here, Mike.
Yes.
Here's their fuel ratio on full throttle. 13.4, 13.3. See it?
Okay.
And these are old carburetors. They are 600 CFMs. I checked into it.
Apparently that's not too bad, I guess,
No,
huh?
it's not too bad. I wouldn't go more. I wouldn't go more liter than this.
Yeah.
That's why your plugs are not fouled up. Okay.
Yeah, these cool.
So the ratio is pretty good. It's right here.
Okay.
And this is where you're running at most of the time. Can we beat that 418.7? Let's go give it a shot.
I would think it's got to do something.
Let's go. Now we're running it cool to 160. Here we go.
All right.
You ready, Mike?
Oh boy.
We
got seatbelts? Put them on.
What did you see there? You were looking at that, eh? 418, same power. Even at the 160 Fahrenheit, look at this. Same
Didn't
power.
really seem to make much
At
difference.
5,900 versus 58. 418 horsepower. But the torque numbers, you're getting over near 490, 480.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Maybe we should take a compression test, see how it goes. What do you say?
I have a feeling this Flument thing, like maybe when I tested it, probably in 1994,
Okay.
127 was lowest and 140 was the highest.
Oh, it's no good. You're not going to make power with that.
Right, exactly.
Let's,
All I can say is you don't have to worry about running the gas. You can put up regular in the Blooming thing.
We don't
know?
need. Right now, what you're telling me, we don't need 94 octane.
No,
If
Okay.
your pipe can make more power with the 87, maybe.
Yes, that's correct.
How many motors was like 100?
So I'm just going to take out a couple of plugs. Let's make a compression test. If he's got 127, 140 compression cylinder pressure, he ain't going to make 425 horsepower. That is for sure.
That was 30 years ago, Dick.
I know, that's been a while ago. It's like my brother mentioned, if you put an 87 octane, we might make a few more horsepower. Okay, here we go. Let's give it a shot. After all, it is an old engine. Still did 418. We're still running the old spark plugs that came with the engine. Oh yeah, they're pretty old. Autolite, number 64. Anyways, like I said, you guys were running it the way it came out of the car. I got wide open throttle. The engine warmed up. Let's make a simple compression test. I only took out 2 plugs, but you know what? Just a basic checking out the compression cylinder pressure. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna just crank it, knock out the oil from the cylinders, because on a Hemi, every time I remove a plug, oil drips into the cylinder. Here we go. Like so. Okay, here we go.
Cleaned it out.
Yeah.
You need to put seal in there, eh?
Well, let's see.
To get a dry.
We're just gonna take a couple of cylinder tests. Here we go. At 5 strokes, you got 150. I was hoping for 180. Mike, take a look. Come over here.
Yeah, but through the oil in there too. Right?
There's a little bit of oil in the cylinders. You might be correct. 145.
Yeah. Or 124, you said.
Well, 127 was the lowest one, and 140 was the highest.
Okay,
I don't remember which was what, and I went all the way around. I was like, I don't think that's right.
we're gonna check 2 cylinders. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wait up. Ready?
Yeah. Okay.
150.
It might- probably, like you said, you get oil in there. That's
Yeah, it
you know
moves it up.
that means
Maybe this race engine has tube seals, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't taken it
Is there
apart.
oil? You check the plug.
Look, I just did. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna
No
check
oil.
it. I'm gonna check the second one.
oh okay. I may have changed those plugs. It looks like a regular plug. I
There
thought-
is some oil. Let me try the other one.
Well, that's one way to bring the compression up. You know, that's how you usually use the test to see whether it's your rings or your valves.
True, eh?
Yep.
You put oil
You know, you
inside.
put oil in it, and if the oil makes it come up, then you know your rings are shot.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Cylinder number
Here we
4.
go. Uh-oh. Here we
Okay,
go.
we're testing a second cylinder here.
Cool. Oh, that's missing that a little bit.
Yeah, I could crank it forever. It'll never pass 160.
Yeah. Yeah. Now 160 on any engine is probably what, about 8.5, 9 to 1?
You said, yeah? Yeah.
Maybe?
Nine.
right.
9.5.
9.5. Okay. Yeah, that's right. The books usually say 160 is 160, 165. So it's not. They're not shot,
No.
but Well, you know what?
What is your daughter doing with the car? She's only cruising with it, am I correct?
Yeah, what I said to her, and I even said that I give her some money towards, say, if it needed to be gone through because it's 100 years old. That I thought maybe getting it to how to keep her in, if that's possible.
To what?
It was the keeper, wasn't it? The one
yes.
that it had manifold. You went and you
Yes.
got basically 490 in both torque
496,
and
6,000.
I says that's basically what a stock motor should do. This is down about 50 to 100 numbers from what it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, now, yeah, she's not going to be doing burnouts, but I know at some point in time, Jewel, can I take the car for a drive? I got to get it out there, and I want to be wowed because I'll give you an idea how it functioned in the car. Back in around 2003, Skip Barber, my ex-wife, actually, for your birthday, you got a couple of days at Skip Barber. One of the things you got the chance to drive, 2001 Dodge Viper, 450. That's 450 net horsepower, 500. And I'm expecting to be wowed. It's a Viper, right? I drove the blooming thing, and I'm saying to myself, it feels just like the Dodge. That's the way this thing, it would pull really strong.
Back in the day.
Yeah, when everything was, healthier, this 20 years ago. So you know
Mike,
what? Now,
there you have it.
I'll talk with Jewel.
Okay. Talk to
But
your daughter. I won't do anything at the moment. I'll just park on the side. You let me know what you want to do.
Yeah, and see if, we'll talk to her. I says, get it to run the way a Hemi's supposed to run. You know what?
I'm sure she wants to drive it, cruise it, race it. I don't know. I'm also trying to keep everything within budget. I don't know if you want to put money into it. I see you see now what it performed.
I'm going to cheat. If this was your motor,
Yes. Okay.
what would you do with it? I remember you saying when you had the pan off, you said the connecting rods are gigantic. They're the old
Yes.
type, so they're heavy as heck.
They are heavy.
So
yes.
you'd probably change out the bottom end. Because?
No, well, you're not going to go racing with it. You're not going to go beyond 6,000 RPM.
No, that's true.
What I would do, maybe take a look at the, not the rings. I will not go to the pistons. I want to go to the crankshaft. And I want to do some further testing on idle, 900 RPM, see what the oil pressure is. Do we need bearings or not? We're going to get it after. I just want to look into it further after.
Yes, yeah.
But in the meantime, I just want to check. We know what the compression is.
Yeah.
What would I do? In some cases, let's leave it to our viewers. What would they do?
Okay.
Let's leave a comment to them. What do you think?
Yeah, okay.
We're not going to take it apart. The car's parked here. Don't worry about it.
This is like Gladiator.
So
It should be fun.
Okay, so we'll wait on that. So we're not going to take it apart. We're going to ask our viewers, what do you think? And we'll take it from there.
Yeah. You never know. Well, sometimes you get guys that that have a pretty good amount of experience.
Well, yes, there's a lot of good comments. We have a lot of good viewers. And we don't want to go extreme with the budget. So you guys, you let us know what you would do.
Yeah.
And also the lady or your lady viewers are involved because this one belongs to a lady, which is his daughter. So you guys, let us know. Leave us a comment.
Somewhere in Texas. She lives outside of Austin in Pflugerville, Texas. Okay? There's got to be somebody who says, I want to pull up to this on the street.
Okay.
All right? And once I present it to my daughter that way, I says, you don't want to be embarrassed, do you? So if nothing, if you could bring up the torque, right?
So the verdict stands with our viewers. Once this video is put out, let's read all the comments and we'll take it from there.
Oh yeah.
And I want to say a big thank you, Mike, to your
most-
daughter for coming here.
Oh yeah, very good.
And I want to thank our viewers, our Patreon supporters, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching us here on Nick's Garage.
Lots of fun.
And don't forget to subscribe or press that like button. And thank you.
All right.
And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Vic's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.